Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. We're back in War Thunder having a look at another Devblog, and this one is for the VT-4A1, and this is the new Chinese MBT which is coming in for rank 8. I thought we would have a look at the Devblog because, to be quite honest, I didn't think the vehicle was at all finished when it came to the dev server. There has been an update to the dev server today, so we'll be having a look at all the stuff and getting it out to you, but just for now, let's have a look at this beast. It has access to some pretty cool ideas and hopefully fixes a few issues that a lot of Chinese MBTs have. Let's get into the history of this vehicle. What would eventually become the VT-4 was developed by Norinco in an effort to produce a more cost-effective Chinese MBT design intended for the export market. Simultaneously, this would incorporate much of the latest technologies built into the standard PLA combat vehicles of the time. Formal work on the project began in 2009, with the tank being revealed to the public for the first time in 2012. From a design perspective, the VT-4 inherited many features from the ZTZ-99A, ranging from its autoloading system and going up to the ERA protection used for the design. Since its introduction, Norinco also developed an improved variant, the VT-4A1, which most notably features a new turret fitted with a hard-kill active protection system. Thailand was the first country to procure a large number of VT-4s in 2016, with Pakistan and also Nigeria following suit in the years after. In total, around 350 VT-4s have currently been produced. The VT-4A1 coming into the game is very interesting because it's a vehicle which usually you look at and you think, oh, well, export vehicles usually have, not as strong elements to them compared to a lot of their domestic stuff. But the VT-4 actually has a lot of things which are pretty much exactly the same or even better compared to the standard things that are around for China, which is why it's kind of cool to see them bring in the export vehicles for them on the left-hand line. The VT-4 has access to the FY4 ERA. This is, of course, kind of a kinetic and chemical defense. It isn't exactly the best defense, but it's better than a lot of other ERA that's around the place. Another thing is the VT-4 right now, at least on the dev server, does not have a lot of armor on it. It actually feels more of a light tank than it does a proper one, but there's no way its armor model is finished. The main defense, though, which is more interesting on this compared to other vehicles in the Chinese tree, is its APS, or Active Protection System. Basically, it has a full 360 coverage, and it is very similar to the Black Knight's APS, where it fires off, stuff at the targets as they're coming in. It goes and is able to engage stuff which is even up to 1400 meters per second coming at you, which is quite nice, and it means that you will survive a few hits from things like ATGMs without having to take any hits to the vehicle. So against stuff like helicopters, for example, it is actually going to be really nice, as long as the sensor has enough vertical coverage to be able to cover that area. One of the interesting things about the vehicle too is it does have an extra 4 tons of weight over the MBT-2000, but also it has a more powerful engine. So it has a 1300 horsepower engine on the vehicle itself moving around, and that means it's able to go around 70 kilometers an hour, which is fine, and also it's able to reverse, which is another thing a lot of MBTs at the high echelon of China aren't able to do. The highest ones are, which is nice, but having another system which has pretty decent mobility forwards and backwards is really cool. It also has a machine gun system on the top of it, just like a lot of these rank 8 vehicles do, and a low profile, which will help it quite a lot, even if it has not great gun depression. A lot of these vehicles for China do kind of feel the same. One of the things I would like, personally, from these vehicles, if they decided to do, was to give them a autoloader, which was a 6.5 instead of a 7.1. All of these Chinese vehicles have the 7.1 second reload. None of them have the better one, which you can find on stuff like the T80. I feel like at this point, now that we're getting the very modern stuff for China, maybe we could give them a bit of a reload buff to keep them in line with everything else. But the protection should be pretty fun and also unique compared to a lot of other vehicles. vehicles, the rounds that this machine will get access to will be good enough to pen pretty much everything, and it will be a nice standard Chinese kind of vehicle which you are playing around with. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank Brendan Quinn, Vilneus, Character Fuel, Juan the Panda, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Merciless Reaper, Orange Tail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie, B. Young, Bareen, Peter Grayling, Alan Hacker, Sem Alslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R., and also Lafouche for supporting the channel.